Hey, good morning. Wife and I just got done with a 4-mile fartlek run for her training, and now I'm going back out for for 6 miles. Mile warm up. I'm going to do 4 miles of my own fartlek work, a little bit faster paces than the prior 4-mile fartlek this morning, and then a mile cool down. That's all we kind of got today. Just getting back into the swing of training. Last full week of work before the end of the year for me, so looking forward to it. Let's get going. Hey, just finished this 6 miles with 4 miles of fartlek work. Pretty good run. Feels good to get back in the swing of things. We got some stuff to talk about going inside. Let's talk about kind of where we are in the training block, where we're going, what the calendar looks like, and a couple other things. But anyways, thanks for watching the run. Let's go inside and talk about it.
Hey everybody, Andy here. We are back inside from the run. Before we get into the run, I want to talk to you about one of the things that I don't love about Garmin. Overall, I love Garmin. I love the data they give you. It's been tested in like a pseudo-academic how to say it, in like an academic or like an academic environment when it comes to like control groups and studies to see like how accurate the GPS is, how accurate the heart rate is. And the Garmin watches like always perform really, really well in these benchmark tests. So I really like it. One of the things I really don't like, however, though, is how they present a lot of that data. So one of the issues that I have is when they have like a pace chart of the run that you just did, the y-axis, the one that goes up and down, the range that it gives you there, you can't like edit that range at all. So what happens is the slowest pace you have shows up on the graph, and then like a minute or so faster than your fastest pace. But if you are like an urban runner, or if you have to like stop at all during your run, right, come up to a red light, come to a crosswalk, and you have to wait for the cars, all of a sudden you get a range that is like from 20 minutes per mile down to like 5.5. And so the variations in your pace line, like on the graph, become like very small. And so it's difficult to like look at the entire run and get a really good feel for that, or for like how it played out. And I've noticed that like the online portal, the desktop version of their charts, are even worse than the mobile charts. So here, let's toss up the mobile chart. Let's move to the side for just a couple seconds. But anyways, this is a chart from today's run. It was a 4-mile interval with a mile warm up and a mile cool down afterward. The fastest pace fartlek. The fastest pace in the fartlek was 5.5, 5 minutes, 30 seconds per mile. So a pretty solid pace for an up on kind of a marathon fartlek workout. And before that run was a 4-mile run that also included fartlek work with my wife for her training. And after that was almost a mile run with the Labrador. So just a really good like day of training overall. And you know, I really enjoy the fartlek works. I know the fartlek workouts. I know that they're maybe not like optimal for training speed into a marathon, but I enjoy them because they're fun, right? And that's really important, that like workouts need to be fun from time to time, because if not, like you will just dread all of them. And so I really enjoy just kind of like the schoolyard aspect of it. And so I do like a really, really loose fartlek. I know some people will do, you know, we're doing a minute up, and then like 60 seconds recovery, or 2 minutes up, 60 seconds recovery, or whatever. And in the up period, they don't really worry a lot about like, or there's not like a set pace target. It's just run faster or run at a pace that feels good to you at that moment. I like to say, you know, like I'm running to that tree down the road, right? Or I'm running around the bend, or I know my route well enough to like I'm running to the fence that I can't see yet. And I just like play with the paces to get to that spot. And you know, I think I do a pretty good job of like timing it out kind of intuitively, because I've run the route so much that I kind of know how far away things are. But I just enjoy that like kind of childlike aspect of, you know, running is fun. And sometimes it's fun to just say that thing out in the distance, like let's run to that, and then we'll slow down and then pick a new thing and run to that new thing. And so, you know, it's not, there's probably like a more optimal thing that I could be doing with like the running time this morning other than that, but I really enjoy it. And so, you know, I'm happy to make that trade-off of like a fun, enjoyable workout that's maybe a little suboptimal. But anyways, let's talk kind of in general, like where we are in the training block. So I think it is 9 weeks and 4 days until the marathon. And that means that we are basically 6 hard weeks left in training. So a month and a half basically. And then after that, we'll be into the taper. So like, where do we stand? I guess so far I'd say the training block is going well. I think the paces versus like the effort data are good. Obviously, we've talked a little bit about how the optical wrist heart rate monitors can struggle in the winter. So keeping in mind that, I think that I'm kind of on pace, on the target line, on the trajectory, if you will, for running a time that I would like. I surprisingly have been able to get in, I think, more hill workout than I originally anticipated, mostly because I've been in St. Louis a little bit more than I thought I would be so far in this block. And I'll be back down there in a little bit. We'll talk about that here in a second. It's been good because like St. Louis, I think the hill profile is kind of similar to Austin, like lots of big rolling hills to run up and down. You know, I think the Austin Marathon is like 800 or 900 feet of total elevation gain. And like my 17-mile run around St. Louis 2 weeks ago was also like 700 miles of elevation gain. So really nice to get miles in there. The one thing that's like not going great in the block is like the nutrition. And I really just need to like hone that in and ratchet down on that and be better about that over this last 9 weeks. But you know, it's tough. And this is like, you know, being kind of a hobby jogger, you know, if you want to call me that or whatever. You know, I had vacation, right? So we went away for a week, and I, like in Florida, in Destin, and I ran a lot, but we ate a lot of like delicious but not great training food, like fried food and like good drinks and all that sort of stuff. And then we had Thanksgiving, and then we've just, you know, it's kind of the holiday season at work, so there's like a lot of snacks like in the counter and that sort of stuff. And so like actually, despite really kind of the mileage and the total effort being good, I think I've put on like maybe 3 or 4 pounds since the beginning of the training block, and I just need to like hone in the nutrition and like work those back off, because it's above like my running rate and running weights. And I don't want to like, you know, I don't want to give anyone the impression like, you know, there's like body issues or that sort of stuff. Like everyone's running weight is different. I just know my body, right? And I know like I can feel it in the runs a little bit of like, okay, there's just a little bit extra here that would make these runs better and easier and more efficient if I would work it back off. And so we'll do that. We'll tighten down the nutrition. But it's still going to be a challenge, right? Because this is December 14th. So this is my last full week of work. I basically have all of next week off, which is the week of Christmas, and we'll be back down in St. Louis, which is, you know, why I'm going to get at least another long run with a lot of elevation profile. And this weekend, I'm trying to hit like the one place in Chicago, Waterfall Glen. Not the one place, but one of the few places that has good elevation gain. Waterfall Glen, I think, is about 900 feet of elevation gain over 18 miles, there's like a 9-ish, 9.25 mile loop. So doing that twice gets you to 18, which is the goal for this weekend. And it's about 900 feet of elevation gain. So that'll be good. St. Louis next weekend, the weekend after Christmas will be good elevation gain. But anyway, so we had that whole week just, hanging out at the in-laws, and then Christmas and all the food and eating come with that. And then we're going on vacation again. So that last week we're going to Jamaica. And again, I will get the runs in, we'll get the workouts in, but I'm going to have to be a little careful, or at least conscientious about like nutrition. And I'm not going to like deprive myself of relaxing on vacation, but I will be maybe a little bit more conscious of like not completely engorging myself like I would normally, right, if we weren't in the middle of a training block. As far as the runs go, right, so we are looking at getting up to like 18 this weekend, 19 or 20 before vacation, and then vacation week we're going to take like a little step back. Like I said, we'll still get all the runs in, but the mileage will be down a little bit, which I think it's about a good time. There's no injuries or that sort of stuff. There's a little bit of kind of like fatigue setting in. Some days the legs just like kind of feel dead. Sometimes they don't bounce back like quite as quickly on Monday, like the day after the long run, as they had previously. So it's just like kind of coming in the right time to have that reset. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at. The training block's going well so far, minus the nutrition, but we'll sort that out before the race. We'll actually start sorting it out like now. And we have like really kind of an enjoyable end of the year coming up, Christmas week, vacation week, all that sort of stuff. So anyways, that's all I got for today. Sorry, it's been a little bit of a ramble. Tomorrow will be, I'm not exactly sure like how or if there will be a video tomorrow, mostly because it's kind of a long morning run, which means I'm gonna have to like get up really early, and frankly, like my entire run will probably be under cover of darkness, and so like the video is not great, right? Like none of the cameras are great low light cameras, and I'm not carrying this one, the vlogging camera, like with me on our run, right? Like the GoPro, the Insta360, not great in low light. So maybe I won't take a camera with me tomorrow. Maybe we'll skip tomorrow because, like I said, the sunrise is still getting later and later in the day, and my entire run will probably be completely dark. So Thursday we'll be back with a workout, and then we'll be into Friday and the weekend and the long run, all that sort of stuff. So I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're staying safe out there. Let's see, what's a good comment? What's your favorite Christmas cookie? We'll do that. Cookies are like a big thing in my family. In fact, we missed it this year, but there's always like a big cookie day where like hundreds upon hundreds, I don't know, maybe 1,000 cookies are made. But we missed it this year because we were, where were we? Oh, we were in Miami last weekend, and that's when everyone else did it. So what's your favorite Christmas cookie? I'm kind of a Scrooge. Mine's chocolate chip. Just chocolate chip's the best cookie, period. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Have a great training if you're training for a race. Andy, out.